Wait, what? Oh, sorry, are we starting now? Okay. Hi, I'm Nicole. What are we filming again today? Right. Actually, can we take a break today?
I'm really tired lah. I mean, I really don't think I can do this. I'm exhausted.
But we have to film the show. Right. You know what? Don't worry. I'm going to leave you guys in the trusty hands of Pam. Okay, so you do the lines and then you sit down and you...
Welcome back to Agree to Disagree. I guess I'm taking over Nicole today because she clearly needs a break. And who better than me to host a show about having strong feelings over controversial opinions? Photos, doing being... But that's not what this show is about. Since I'm in charge today, I want to diagnose some issues I've observed. Nicole? So, do you feel more tired these days? Do you feel like you are working harder but achieving less?
Yeah.
Are you more forgetful? Do you have trouble keeping up with messages, appointments, deadlines? Are you misplacing your things? Do you feel stressed, overwhelmed?
Yes, leh. What's your point?
I'm very sorry to tell you this, but I'm afraid you might be burnt out.
Burnout?
Yes, let's talk about burnout. WHO defines burnout as a syndrome conceptualized as resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. Recently, burnout has become a very popular conversation topic. Maybe it's the blurring of boundaries between work and rest while working from home and still having to carry out activities as if a pandemic is not happening. Every time I try to hang out with my friends, everyone just seems so... Hello Pam, so sorry, can we cancel? Work has been so crazy, I'm so tired and so stressed out. Sorry Pam, I can't go out. I'm burnt out. Boo you. But it's not just my friends who have succumbed to this condition. Doctors are burning out, nurses are burning out, counselors are burning out, teachers are burning out, managers are burning out. Millennials were named the burnout generation, but even boomers want to claim burnout as theirs. Everyone is burning out! And if everyone everywhere is feeling so overwhelmed and overworked, is there anything we can do about it? Time to debate. Awareness is step one. When we learn to look out for the things that cause burnout, we can then take preventive steps. Burnout doesn't happen overnight. It's like having a cup. We fill it with our time, energy, emotional investment, skills, social quota, etc. And it slowly gets drained. Like when we work on our assignments.
Reply emails? Eat lunch with your co-worker who won't stop talking about their wedding that you're not invited to. Still having to rush that presentation deck for your 8 a.m. meeting.
The biggest culprit? Overworking. Singapore is notoriously known to overload our employees. When we surveyed you guys, close to 70% of you said that you replied work messages and emails outside of work hours. And almost 90% of you said that you work overtime 4 to 5 times a week. That's almost every day. As an intern, my peers and I volunteered to do extra assignments to prove that we were valuable workers to keep. OT is the bread and butter of the Singapore hustle culture. In some workplaces, it's even worn as a badge of honor to tell your co-workers, "Look, I'm so hardworking, I OT until 4 a.m. last night. Are you as hardworking as me?" And we only did it because we saw all our other colleagues doing the same thing. If we want to manage burnout, we have to stop piling so much on our plates. Well, Pam, as you rightly pointed out, workload is one of the top causes for burnout. But not a lot of that is within our control. Burnout goes beyond workload. It's about our workplace cultures too. Things like OT culture, hustle culture, they're all part of a toxic productivity cycle that our employers perpetuate. We all know that Singapore breeds overachievers and we've been taught to give our 110%. We're always being compared to our peers, from percentiles to PSLE scores to bell curves. Our best is never good enough and there's always someone better. Sometimes it's that quiet girl in your class who doesn't study but still gets straight A's, and other times it's that over-enthusiastic colleague vying for the same promotion as you. How can we afford to take a break or say no to work when there's someone else more willing to commit and ready to say yes and step right in to steal that opportunity? Okay, sure. If we can't control circumstances that keep us running on the hustle treadmill, then shouldn't our workplaces be responsible for creating a healthy working environment for us? If there's anything we've learned from the huge NOC call-out saga exposing toxic employers, or Shopee's investigation of workplace discrimination, or social media platforms like Glassdoor and Instagram accounts calling out unhealthy workplace cultures, is that we as a workforce can and should call out employers to be accountable. We can address OT culture by implementing flexible working hours or strict work-life balance policy, just like in Portugal, where it is illegal to text employees after work. Or in France, where our very own Sharon Au made the news for getting reported to HR not once, but twice, for messaging her colleagues after work hours. Or employers can step up by implementing support systems. Companies like Zalora and Foodpanda have begun giving their employees free access to virtual meditation and counseling apps, while firms like Zendesk also have company-wide Recharge Fridays. Wow. If more companies follow suit and take charge of their employees' well-being, we can rewrite the hustle culture narrative and shift the emphasis towards managing and preventing employee burnout instead. Sure, but even if workplaces are supportive and healthy, that doesn't automatically mean you won't burn out. Managing burnout is a lot more than just taking mental health days and using free counseling apps. In fact, we've seen unlimited leave systems backfire on companies. Employees end up taking less leave days despite having more opportunities to take them as and when they need. Sometimes, the job makes it almost impossible to take breaks. Overworked teachers can't take a break and abandon their students, and overwhelmed doctors can't just decide to put a hold on treating the next dying patient who shows up. We can't always walk away from important deadlines or responsibilities even when lives aren't on the line. With everybody in your company running the hamster wheel next to you, do you really dare to say, "I need help"? Well, if burnout is such a deeply rooted problem in the way we work, is the only solution to burnout to be your own boss?
Game over.
After all, we're experiencing a wave of what's termed the Great Resignation, where more and more people are quitting their jobs to gain some autonomy over their working life. And there's no surprise when we look at the top causes of burnout. When you're your own boss, you're free from the toxic corporate work environment and you get to determine your own roles and job scope. It makes it easier to say no to things. You're only answerable to yourself and you can take a break whenever you need to without having to count and maximize every hour of your annual leave. And besides, aren't you your own boss now? I am, and honestly, being my own boss has been such
Unprecedented freedom that I am so happy.
I have no complaints. Just kidding, I still burn out. When you're your own boss, you may even end up wearing more hats and working harder and burning out faster. Not only do you have to complete your day-to-day work, you now also have to settle
Admin, accounts, job search, networking, traffic, cash flow, scheduling.
Being your own boss doesn't automatically keep us from burning out. Burnout isn't about our workplaces, it's also rooted internally within ourselves. We want to give our best and take pride in our work, and pushing ourselves to the limit makes us think that we're good people. We end up tying our identities to our careers. When we get bad reviews from our bosses or underperform, we start to measure our self-worth against the quality of our work. So we push ourselves to work harder and harder, but the more we work, the more tired we become. And the more tired we become, the harder we push ourselves, until we get trapped in a vicious cycle of burnout. Burnout is exhausting, and attempting to manage it while you're already tired from being tired sometimes feels like a sadistic joke. What do you mean I have to solve my burnout problem when I already have so many other problems on my plate? I know it's a tall order to say, let's change capitalism! But if we all learn to slow down, breathe, and gain some perspective, then maybe we can reassess the way we work and our relationships to work so that we can mitigate this burnout epidemic. And if you, like Nicole, are trying to douse your burnout fire with an empty cup right now, let me leave you with AOC's 4 ways of dealing with burnouts. Fill your cup, start saying no, learn to manage your time, and stay motivated.
You can do it!
Let us know your thoughts on managing burnout. Is there a solution? Who should be responsible? Our workplaces? Ourselves? Let us know what you think in the comments below. But give us about 3 to 5 business days to get back to them. In the meantime, I kinda need a break too.